So I'm here with my good friend Alex, and I wanted to do this quick little video. Alex and I chat all the time. Alex helped me with my welcome series. She's I don't like to use the word guru, but I definitely look to her as a digital expert. And our brains kind of work the same sometimes, you would say, yeah, Alex. So we thought we'd have a
Say.
quick little conversation. What Alex has been talking about in her email about how AI is going to impact your inbox. And people watching this right now, people in my audience are a lot of small shop folks. They just want some practical tools and they want to know what's happening and the things that are going to impact their charities. So, Alex, I'd love to hear from you. Like, what is happening out there that our small shop friends or any shop friends actually should be concerned about as relates to AI and the way it's going to impact donors' inboxes?
Thanks so much, John. And I mean, basically, I only spotted it a couple of months ago because genuinely, for the last 15 years, how we use our inboxes has not changed, if you think about it. And I'd opened the Gmail app on my phone, and the little Gemini thing flickered, and it said, "Would you like me to summarize this email for you?" And it was from a charity based in the UK called Solar Aid, whose emails I always read. And obviously, like the email nerd in me was super curious. And the thing that I found was it could summarize this particular email because the storytelling was really good and it was one topic and really sharp and focused. And so that worked well, mostly. And then I kind of felt like, right, let me go and do some testing and digging to see how it's reading other emails and newsletters from organizations I support. And the thing that I found was that any organization that was sending like a multi-topic, really chunky monthly newsletter, like Google didn't know what to do with that information. Couldn't tell you what was the most important. Like the summary really lacked context and depth. And I do think that that's only going to become a bigger and bigger part of how people use their inboxes. And I think we're actually going to get to a phase where, in a couple of years, I think that we'll check our inboxes a handful of times a week. And we're just going to get summaries from AI tools or, to-do lists or things drafted or created for us. And so what this means for, nonprofits of any size is our email programs and our content have to be so good that supporters go and tell whichever inbox they use, no, 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 don't include emails from this organization in the summary. Like I choose them, like I want to read them. And I feel like it's a really big shift in how I think a lot of small shops in particular approach their email marketing programs and how they use email to steward supporters in between those big appeal and kind of fundraising moments.
Gosh, there's like so much to like unpack there. My concern is that like so you know me, like my expertise forever has been in like physical mail. Like yes, I'm a marketer, but mail has always been my hyper specialty. And for almost my whole career, I've been trying to push and still anyone who's watching this, they see it in their inbox for me all the time is the more human you can be, the more likely someone's going to sit down with your piece of mail and actually consider it. And I get so much pushback, like all the time. Even I have a client right now that when I present to them a very human looking and sounding pack, I I thought I was going to get fired on the spot. Even though I told them that's what I was going to do because they're like, well, this isn't on brand, and this isn't like we would never like. We're going to kind of let it slide because the general public's never going to see it because you're misrepresenting us. And I was like, are you listening to anything that you're saying right now? Like, what are you talking about? So, all that to say is my concern is that, like, I know I've been trying to like really push this on people for a long time, well before AI came along. Are people going to get it? Like, what's are people going to get it at them both at the same time? The importance of being more human in mailboxes and inboxes? Am I asking a
Well, if you
question?
want,
I don't know.
yeah, like I think if you want your email program to survive, and you want it to actually help you fundraise whatever your organization goals are, you're gonna have to get it. And I also think we because of the rise of AI, just in like content that we see online and even how it's like being used to create ads or whatever, like I think that we now have this like developing what I call like, an AI like bullshit detector, where you can tell when something isn't really human. And I think it's the same for how we need to write our emails, how we need to do our direct mail, because people don't want to and don't connect like with brands, they connect with people. And I think a lot of organizations and nonprofits, they're like, oh no, we're not a brand. I'm like, no, 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 but you are. And when someone's seeing you're getting your direct mail, seeing an email, seeing a social post, you're existing or coexisting in an eco space with brands. And so you need to be more human. And I think email as well, it's one of those, and I think you'll probably find it a lot in direct mail as well. It's like because it's been around for so long and has remained unchanged, how we write, it's like everyone like embodies this weirdly formal old school
Yes.
version of themselves.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
like, why? Like, and it's like, and that's why I do like my body language literally, because
Yes.
that's like what happens when people write. And I just think that we like, you need to be brave enough to test something new. And here's the cool thing with email as well, like the testing capabilities of what you can do. It's amazing. It's really low
Yeah.
cost. Like, try
Yeah.
some stuff and
Yeah.
you'll be amazed at what you might learn.
Yeah. Great advice. And yeah, I even said to the same client, I'm like, I understand that you're resisting what I'm telling you to do and what we're presenting to you to do, but test it. You're throwing all kinds of assumptions at me, like people won't do this and people won't respond to that. Okay, let's put it to the test. I mean, let's try it.
Yeah.
This could
And
go
I'll
on.
give you a
Go ahead,
really,
please do.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say like a really quick example.
Yeah.
One of my clients, they most of their community in their email list is actually Gen Z. And so like immediately everyone's like, well, they don't do email. And so we ran like a block of testing. And one of the things was after an event that they were covering for the UN, we sent like a super short 2 sentence plain text email with a link to people. They got 300 replies from
Wow.
people who are like 19, 20 years old and that's so different to what they were doing before.
Hmm.
But because they ran the test and they had the data, they could start to try some other stuff.
Hmm.
And like to me, any kind of marketing like functionality in organizations, regardless of the size, like testing stuff and trying new things, like is no longer optional. And you don't need an innovation team to do it. Like just
No.
think like a human. What
Yeah.
makes you open stuff? What makes you open a letter or open an email? Like we
Yeah.
really need to, I think, step away from how we've overcomplicated this a bit.
100% agree. I mean, and I've always said, if you're not testing, you're not learning. I mean, testing is a whole other conversation. Just like this could turn into a big, long conversation. But the goal was to keep it short and brief. Alex, if I'm sitting at my desk today and I need to put someone from marketing comms wants to throw out another blast the list again with another email, what are one or two things that I should be thinking about now or trying now to make sure that in time my email still gets to the donor I'm trying to talk to.
So one of my like absolute favorite tools that I use is empathy mapping. So going back to other teams and departments and being like, okay, what do we actually want a reader to think, know, feel, and do? And if you read everything that you're putting in a big e-newsletter and blasting list with, and you can't quickly answer those questions,
Hmm.
how is your supporter, your reader going to know what to do? And then also for shops that are kind of gearing up to run any year-end appeals, now's the time to be if that's like the one thing that I do is like I'd pull out a segment of really engaged email subscribers. They don't always have to be donors, and just send them something different and like benchmark how that email does. Because sending that more segmented kind of storytelling, human-led stuff in the lead up to an appeal is what helps you get results.
Brilliant. Okay, I think we have to do this again. Not this conversation, but a continuation. Thank you, Alex, for your thoughts, and hope that was helpful to
Thanks, John.
you. You're welcome, Alex.